Alan is the Engineering Director for Google Australia and New Zealand. He co-founded NetMind, which was ultimately acquired by Nokia. He went on to start NetPriva, which was ultimately acquired by Riverbed Technologies. He co-founded SA Angels. He's a Director of Startup Australia, and he's a University of Adelaide alumni. He's going to talk about the value of failure tonight, so please take note. Startup Weekend is all about failure.
Thanks, Alex. It's great to be here. You know, I live in Adelaide, but I work in Sydney. I'm actually embarrassed to say that, you know, it's my first Adelaide Startup Weekend. I hope to come to more. Look, I've been at Google for over 6 years and commuting between Adelaide and Sydney, so I actually live in Adelaide, and a lot of people think I'm nuts for doing that. Google is kind of an overgrown startup company, if you think about it. It's barely 10 years old. It literally started in a garage in Palo Alto. Well, I guess it was 12 years ago now. But today, I don't really want to talk about Google so much as some of the things that have shaped me. And at the heart of it, as Orange said, it's failure. And I think this is something we have to get over. I mean, I agree that we are very, very harsh on failure. Not just in Adelaide. I think Australians in general. You know, we kind of have this. It's almost like this vestigial, you know, poppy-lopping tendency where we chop down people that are successful, but we also chop down people who fail too, and it makes it very hard for people to come back. It's not a failure if you learn from your mistakes and move on. And I'm not alone in failing on my first attempt. In fact, I believe the stat is about 80% of entrepreneurs will fail the first time. And in the sense that what you guys and gals build this weekend, you know, in a sense, most of you will fail in that limited sense too. You're going to build stuff, and frankly, a lot of it won't be that good, to put it politely. Guess what? That's okay, because you're going to learn a lot from that experience. You're going to meet amazing people. You're going to regroup and do it the second time or the third time. So my first, I guess, entrepreneurial attempt was a big failure, but I learned enough about what I was interested in, and actually it got me interested in what was then called artificial intelligence. Don't call it that anymore. I don't think we want to emulate Silicon Valley. We have to find our own path, and we should find our own path. But it's, I learned a lot. One thing I learned was it's actually normal to start a company. You know, growing up here, it was very not abnormal. But over there it became very, very normal. It's like, you know, drinking beer. You know, you just do it, right? Or wine. So yeah, we after watching a bunch of my mates start companies, I finally got that nervous twitch to start my own company, and I did finally start a company several years later. But I can tell you, that was a roller coaster, and your companies will be roller coasters too. We went through 3 or 4 business models in 3 or 4 years. Every 12 months, it's time for a new business model because the other business models didn't work. I mean, our first attempt was to basically do online advertising at a time when there was no AdWords, there was no AdSense, Google didn't exist, there were no platforms you could buy to sell or buy ads, so we had to do a lot of that stuff ourselves. That was a big failure. The next thing we tried was packaging up our software and selling it to the enterprise, and we did a few sales. Guess what? That was a failure too. The third attempt was software as a service, except it wasn't called SaaS back then, it was called Application Service Provider, ASP. Yeah. That was a moderate success. We slowly but surely got a little bit better as we went through these various business models and tossed out old plans and burned through millions and millions of dollars of venture capital, and eventually we figured out the best way was to actually sell the company while the going was good. And our timing, I have to say, was good. Timing, you know, it was like 1999. Everyone remember what happened in 2000? Yeah. Anyway, dot bomb. But anyway, we got out just in the nick of time. And, you know, to be honest, there's a certain amount of luck, certain amount of serendipity, right time, you know, right place, right time. That, you know, it's not all about your true technical genius. Sorry. But you know, you make your luck, and you try to, you know, get things in the right place at the right time. After that, I came back to Australia. More failures. Joined a company here in Adelaide. That one, you might have heard of this company. It's called Foursticks. That died after 3 or 4 years. I wasn't one of the founders of that company. I came along, they were already about 15, 20 employees. But I learned from that, and from that company I started my own company, also here in Adelaide, which was ultimately successful. We ended up selling it to an Israeli technology company. Again, so I guess what I'm saying is mix of successes and failures, and that's okay. I really want to encourage you, all of you, to have a go, and it's okay to fail. I would like us to build a robust culture, community that accepts failure. We're going to actually, the super successes will only come if we also tolerate those failures that happen in between. So that's really the thing I really want to emphasize tonight. Have a go. Look, you're not all going to create enduring businesses tonight. So what? That's fine. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to have some fun. I encourage you to basically give it your best shot. To quote one of my favourite Star Trek captains, Captain Janeway, basically, fear is there to be conquered. And so don't be afraid of having a go. Just go out there and conquer it and have a go. So thank you very much. Who's getting